Radio guys,
I thought I was going to do it.
you want to do it? Do you want to tell everybody what we're doing?
We doing
The mineral blocks
the mineral blocks.
and the first lot of ewes, and then we're going to go to the toodooths, give them some, and we've got the hoggets and the cattle and the other lot of ewes to do. So today that is what we are doing. So we have the biostart blocks for the ewes, and this is what it has in it, and the E2, which is for the cattle and the hoggets, and basically
They
has exactly the same in it, actually.
Same.
We'll put 2 out here, 2 at the toodooths, 2 at the hoggets, 2 at the other ewes, and 1 for each mob of cattle.
Do it now?
Yeah, you cut it. So just there, Elliot. So Elliot's with me today. He's been sick all week, unfortunately. And Ben and Ted are away. They had rugby this morning, and then they were away with some friends fishing. So me and Elliot are doing this today and bringing the early ewes in for shearing and scanning, actually. So shearing tomorrow, scanning on Monday. You got it, buddy?
Yep.
Right, so that's what it looks like on the inside. Oh, that yummy treat for the sheep, eh? Right, so we will carry on and get these out. There they are, they look pretty happy.
It looks like concrete.
Oh, girl, what are we going to do with you? Hello guys, g'day and welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful day in Southland today. Check this out. Oh man, that's not bad. As it was yesterday. Yeah, the old boat. It's a stir and drive, and I love stir and drives, don't get me wrong. It's got a hole, a nick that big in the drive bellows. It blew a hydraulic hose a few weeks ago on a trip up Lake Te Anau. So that was a leg or a drive off job to fix that. That was a nightmare, actually. 2 fittings were just horrible, but we've got all that fixed. But those bellows were less than a year old, and yeah, they're the things that go around the drive shaft to protect it from the water. Yeah, when the hose burst, it must have nicked the bellows, and I never thought about ordering a new set. There's going to be a new set here tomorrow. We were supposed to be going fishing yesterday. We did go fishing yesterday, but in a friend's boat, not as, which is good, because we got to go fishing. We got some blue cod, took Ted, the oldest boy, out. He had a great day actually, caught quite a few fish. What did he get? 2 or 3 blue cod. He got his teraki, which he's been, or tarakahi, however you're supposed to say it, which he's been hanging out for ages, because last time we went out, we caught one. And of course I'm quite strict on the bag limits and size limits. We didn't know what it was, and it was small. Well, it was smaller than a blue cod, but they have a size limit of 25. Anyway, yesterday he got one, so we kept that. So we're going to fill it them later on. But today, guys, we've got cattle to feed, both lots apparently. We've got to check the ewes on crop. I suspect 2 mobs will want shifted, possibly the hoggets as well. We loaded 35 ewes onto a truck for the works this morning at 7:20. The truck driver was a bit early, so yeah, he got a bit done before I got there, but yeah, we got there. And about 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock today, the shearers are turning up to shear those earlies, which is cool. They come in yesterday afternoon, they'll be shorn this afternoon, they're going to stay in again tonight, and then tomorrow morning they're getting scanned, which is awesome, because that means 1 emptying out, and a whole lot of work's been done, instead of having to empty them out and then put them back out and let them fill up, and a week later empty them out again. So yeah, worked out quite neat. Just noticed something. Those tyres are wearing quite badly, and I don't know why that is. Got to get rid of all that string. Yeah, those ones too. The angles, yeah. I don't know what's going on there. We're doing a lot of road work at the moment, but those tyres are probably only done Oh, no 1,000 airs. So what do we put on this tractor? 2100. Did a train service on this the other day because it blew a hose. But yeah. Anyway, boat's going to be fixed up. The drive is actually going to the doctor's for a birthday. It's 35 years old and it's done 3,000 airs. July, and it's now like the 23rd of June. We might try to get some boating in on the holiday weekend next weekend. If those bellows turn up, I will probably do that. Probably freshwater, maybe saltwater. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll play that one by ear. But after that, she'll be out of action for a month, and then to be fair, we probably won't have time to go boating again until October. But boating's awesome, guys. Get a boat. Well, it's only -2 this morning, guys, but for a 10,800 air engine, I don't think that was too bad of a cold start. Right, got 4 bales to take up, so we can either do 2 trips, but it is, crikey, how far is it up there? About 4.5 k's either way, maybe even 5 from where the bales are, or we can take the trailer and save, let's just say 10 k's. Yeah, I will warn you at the back where the bales are is pretty messy because it's been very, very, very wet. That last video I put out was filmed a little over 3 weeks ago. What's today? 23rd. Yes, the last of that video was on the, sorry, it wasn't quite 3 weeks ago, it was like 20 days ago. Yeah, so we've had 2 weeks of non-stop rain, and I mean non-stop rain. We had most of the stock off crop for a lot of that time. All of them come off at least one point. And then we have had a week of, well, let's just say we won't talk about it because Murphy's listening and I don't want it to go away. Yeah, and the forecast looks like that is set to continue for a wee while. So, yeah, at the moment, life is good. Grass is actually growing. I'll say the grass is growing. It's not right now because we just had a frost. But our covers since the 1st of June have increased. I don't know by how much. I'm not worried about it by how much. We know we have enough feed to get through. Anything extra is a bonus, but it's a bonus that is welcome. So we're welcoming it. Yeah, so that's some big ruts that are going to take some fixing in the spring. However, this is the Hogget block, and that is the best place to do it because we're not lambing out here, and that means that lambs aren't going to be in this mud. So yeah, that is about 45 bales worth of that. Rolls up quite neatly, eh? Just fold the wings in, roll her up. When it gets too heavy, cut it off, stick it over here, and pick it up and chuck it on the trailer, take it to counter assault, and then we've got a load for the end of the season. Yeah. You're going to have to excuse the holes in here. The Tudors did break in a wee while ago, and I thought, you know what, it's going to be fed out the next month, it'll be fine. all the stress we go through about trying to get water tanks full at the top of a hill to gravity feed back down, I don't think it's worth it. See that marker there? Yeah, it tells me that tank's empty, but watch this. I'll see if I can put this camera somewhere where you can actually see. Right, you ready? Don't tell anyone the secret trick. Best way to fill a water tank is to quite simply push the float up. There you go. Okay, maybe that didn't work. We've got a bit of water in it though, right? I'm having trouble with my pumps. I'm still trying to get someone to sell me an electric one, but no one wants to. So any Southland pump businesses that are watching right now, if you're keen to do business with me, please get in touch. I've got 100 meters ahead, or 90 something, that I've got to pump up to here. It's all 40 mil. I've got about 130 meter long intake line. It's dead flat, so the pump will have to suck a little bit, but the water just barely doesn't actually run through the pipe. It's right there. And yeah, then we need to pump it up the hill. And I've got a 20 amp single phase plug put in, so hopefully that's enough. To my understanding, that's plenty. Yeah, anyone out there watching, get a hold of me please, because you will get the sale of a pump. Yeah, anyway, these calves, you might have noticed over here, it's looking a little bit sloppy, and I'm not real happy about that. We may even actually let them out. We'll see what we're doing tomorrow for a couple of days, because the forecast is pretty good, and just let that dry out. But I'll show you why it's so sloppy. So calves are quite playful critters, and under that lid is a bullcock valve that shuts off the trough. And see how it's all leaking? That's going all the way over there, that's going all the way down there. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to slide that back to the heavy bloody thing. Hang on a minute. Back to there like that, and then as soon as one cattle beast has had one drink out of there, it will no longer overflow, and yeah, hopefully everything dries up. Right, now to go sort some sheep out. Oh, all looking happy, ready to go. Shearers should be here in about an hour, so yeah, go have some lunch. Righto guys, so that's that job done. Shorn, all shorn, 245. There's a few with bad udders in there that got marked. I'm not surprised because we had a box up earlier on with some work shoes. I got most of them out, but yeah, some of them will have gone on that truck this morning. Anyway, there we go. Now, you might notice they're not pink, they're not shorn absolutely amazingly pink, and that is because they are shorn with what we call a cover comb. Now a normal comb has, I think, 13 teeth. I don't know, I should look into that. Really narrow spacings between the teeth. When the cutter comes across, it cuts all the wool. With a cover comb, the teeth are further apart, and what that means is that it pulls the wool across and then cuts it. What that does is that leaves more wool on them, slightly more. Now, as I've said before, 2 to 3 weeks wool growth on a sheep gives it almost as much. Sorry guys, my GoPro seems to think that when the battery gets to 30% that it's out of battery. I might need new batteries. Yeah, so when it gets to 2 to 3 weeks wool growth, it's got almost as much protection from the elements as when it's got a whole year's worth. What the idea of the cover comb is that it leaves 2 to 3 weeks on them. Now, we've still got to be a little bit careful. There's not a lot of grease in that wool down low. Lanolin, the amazing thing that makes wool great. So we have to look after them for a couple of weeks, just let things build up. It is winter. We are literally on the 23rd of June right now. Yeah, so those sheep have an amount of wool on them that will help them to keep warm compared to if they were shorn with what we call a flat comb, not a cover comb. Yeah, so that's why they just look a bit whiter and a little bit, I don't want to say rougher, because the guys have done a beautiful job with them actually. Yeah, but winter shearing. There's another thing you can use called a lifter, and that leaves even more on, but you ask the shearers to use a lifter. They are horrible, horrible things to use. So yeah, winter shearing, we use a cover comb, leaves a bit more wool on them, like 4 to 5 mils more, quite a notable amount. Yeah, and give it a week, 2 weeks, make sure, basically what we've got to do is make sure in the next couple of weeks they're fully fed all the time, and that if it's going to be bad weather, they've got some shelter, right? If it's going to be properly nasty, we'll run them back under the roof. Now you remember earlier in the year when we saw some sheep, we did run them back under the roof. I can't remember what they were. It's in an earlier video. Was it ewe lambs and turtles, or was it main shear? I can't remember. Surely it was ewe lambs and turtles. But anyway, yeah, the idea of that is just that they keep a bit warmer that way. They're also, for the most part, pretty fat, and fat sheep do tend to stay warmer easier. So just a bit of, this is why I don't like winter shearing, the idea of shearing all your sheep over winter, because the extra feed that it requires is quite phenomenal. But for this number, for the reason we're doing this, we think this is economical. It's really hard to know. It's a fine line between either way, but we think this works. The reason we're doing this is we can either belly crutch them, which costs, well, if we get the shearers in, it costs $3.50. With the trailer we got this year, it was $2. And then shear them later on, or we can just shear them. So just shearing them now, when it comes time to kill these sheep in November, they've got a short enough amount of wool on them that they can just go straight to the works. So that's the reason we're saving money here. At the same time, it will offer slightly better lamb survival, because the sheep will feel the cold a little bit at lambing time. If they've got a full fleece on them, they don't feel the cold. But if they've got not much wool on them, because they won't grow much for the next, I don't know, 3 months. Because it's winter, they're in lamb, it's just, yeah, they grow, basically the better a sheep is doing, the more wool they grow. They don't grow wool because they need it, they grow wool because they're doing well. It'd be great if it was worth money, it's just not. Yeah, so at lambing time they will seek shelter to lamb, and they'll eat more because they're a little bit cold right now, which also means they'll do better, which means more weight on the ewes and hopefully more weight on the lambs come weaning. but like I say, you need a lot more feed to make it happen. We can have that feed for 10% of our use. We can't really have it for 100% of our use. So this is why we're sort of doing different things with different mobs. Righto guys, let's wind some fences up. Would help if the drill was on drill mode and not impact mode. Hey, don't you dare! We've got some cheeky ewes that try to go under on the first wire, but what I'll do is I'll turn you around this way now. We'll wind the last one up. There we go, and they're away. At a rate of knots. Right, it's getting late on in the day now, and I promised my boys that they could ride their motorbikes this afternoon. So all these standards that are in down here are going to stay there tonight, because it's starting to get dark. Where's the sun? It's about there. We haven't got a lot of time left in the day, so we're going to go back and do that. Now, we run Gallagher electric fence units on this farm, and I've got to say the units are amazing. Man, they spit out some power. We don't have breakouts these days. They are probably a bit big for what we're doing. We run two of them because we have two sides of the road, so one runs either side of the road. The beauty of that is when you turn one side off, the other side's still on. These things, the remote on the other hand, I don't like. See how it's got all that tape on it? Because that panel on the back, you get the full shock through it as soon as it gets the slightest scratch on it. But anyway, we'll turn this fence back on. Now, I know I've got a few shorts going on. We're going to get 8,000 out of it. Might not work on the live stream. They don't like live stream too much. Hang on. We'll go to here. Come on. I reckon you'll work now. What's going on? Here we go. Right, 8.9. Now, if I have my fingers on there, or somewhere about there, it would probably tell me about, maybe it's there. It'll probably tell me about 12,000, but I'm not going to do that, because if I do that, I will get the full 12,000 volts through my finger. So I hold it over here. I'll show you what happens if you don't hold it at all. 2.7, I slide a finger across the back, 9.2. So you have to touch that back piece because it earths through you, but just those little holes in the insulation tape are enough to send the full shock right through you. And I kind of feel like a company that can make such amazing fence units can do better than that. See, that's just shifting from me shifting my finger around on the back. 8.8, 8.9, slide over the side, 8.3, let go completely, 3,000. Yeah. They can do better with these. But, like I say, their fence units themselves, which is the main thing, you know, getting power around your farm, are absolutely amazing. They're awesome. So, cool, but not cool. Right, so the younger one at 5 years old is 4-stroking. The older one at 8 years old is 2-stroking. And mucking around, but having fun. I'm hoping to get him to switch over at some point today, but I don't know. He loves his 4-stroke, and he won't ride the 2-stroke wherever he's gone. There he comes. He loves his 2-stroke, but wants to ride the 4-stroke. Mr. Five's found a puddle. Let's see if he does it again. Yep. Whoops. Better go get him. What happened, dude? Did you go through the muddy puddle and have your bike shut off?
What?
Is that what happened? I think it might be.
I just went through it.
Hang on.
That puddle was moving through that puddle.
You just told me you didn't see the puddle. Were you tricking earlier?
Oh, I was just going around the puddle.
Oh, you were going around the puddle.
No, I saw him go through the puddle.
You were going through the puddle. You got a wet air filter, I think. There you go. Hey, Elliot, go through the puddle again.
That's so cool watching him go through the puddle.
Right, there you go. Second gear, dump it.
Do I put it back?
Yep. Rev and go. That's it. Pass him, brother.
I'll try my best to pass him.
No, you'll pass him. See if he does it again. Boys, eh? Here we go. For a 5-year-old, he can ride. There you go, Ted. Show him how it's done. Show him how it's done. Boys and mud. What was that? Whoa. No, you'll be fine. Your bike's made for it. Go through in 3rd gear. There we go.
Does it have to be on the caravan?
Yep.
Well, I mean, like, this is snowmaking.
There you go. Kid's got a future in motocross, I reckon. I think he's what you refer to as a goon, which is much what I am too. That's better. Hey, the 65.